Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Gwendolyn Smith, today's practitioner and host today, and it is a pleasure to welcome you to Sunday morning at the Center for Spiritual Living of Nashville, Tennessee. I would like to welcome those who are watching online and invite you to join us right here in Nashville. We are excited because our speaker today is Gregory Fisher. And the title of his talk is, hold on to your seats, Mirror, Mirror. Get ready, it is going to be fabulous. So, who are we? We are an inclusive, open, spiritual community for anyone seeking a deeper connection with God. Even though we called New Thought, our teaching brings ancient wisdom, philosophy, religion, and science together with spiritual tools to transform lives. We believe that all life is sacred and that every one of us is an expression of God. Through practices such as affirmative prayer and meditation, and understanding that by changing our thoughts, we can actually change our lives. We are inspired to live our own dreams and make the world a place that works for everyone. So, welcome to our center. So let's begin our service. You can sit up straight. Take a deep breath. Breathe in the breath of life and let it go. As you are drawn deep within, know with me that there is a power and a wisdom and a love that surrounds us right now. That same power that hugged the stars and the heavens and created all things is alive and is still creating and lives in each one of us. We feel that interconnection this morning. It is that golden thread of truth that moves through all faiths and all spiritual paths. I'm so grateful this morning, for I know that in this beautiful CSLN community, we are all beacons of light, that we open our hearts and we open our minds to feel that light move in through us as each of us I am so grateful for all the hands that are in service today, for I know their service is an absolute act of love. And I am so grateful for blessing our speaker, Gregory Fisher. And I know his message opens within us today, in all ways, that we connect deeper within, so we can soar and feel lifted and inspired in spirit. And for this, with deepest gratitude and appreciation, I release my word to the Lord. And together we say, and so it is. Now, our musical director, Larry Faragalli.
Thank you, Gwen. Good morning. Thank you. All right. We were going to do something a little special, but the person we were going to do this for just disappeared. Oh, here he comes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there's a fellow who plays with the band every week that gets a little recognition. Very little. And here he is. Over to my right, your left, this is Mr. Gregory Price. And you know, he happens... Tomorrow happens to be his birthday. So, in the key of G, let's all sing to him. Come on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gregory. Happy birthday to Gregory Price, everyone. You're a percussion player. You're an excellent percussion player who's got a great sense of groove. He's never out of the pocket, like we say. So we're glad to have him every Sunday. Thank you. And, of course, we're always blessed to have Nashville Pro singer-songwriter with us today. One of my favorites, and we loved playing with her because she's so good. And you're going to hear two of her originals today. I think you're going to start out with one. And so please put your hands together for Yvonne Smith.
Twinkle big, my little star, so I won't wonder how you are. Live your life in such a way that you smile and laugh every day. Shine your light so all can see, lest you want your privacy. Love yourself and know your worth. Tread lightly upon Mother Earth. Love so big, love so strong, love out loud, willing to be wrong. Celebrate the here and now. The rest will happen anyhow. Don't insist on being right. Know when to let your heart take flight. Love so big, love so strong, love distance, not a destination. May you recognize when you feel freedom and love. Twinkle big, my superstar, I hope you learn to play guitar. Make mistakes with all your might, and everything will be alright. Love so big, love so strong, love out loud, be willing to be wrong. Love so big, love so strong, love out loud, willing to be wrong.
Good morning. I'm Candy Paul, and I'm your other practitioner for today. And I'm going to share a reading, and then we will have a prayer treatment that I will lead you in. And this reading is very meaningful to me. It's from a man named Paul Brunton in his book, The Quest of the Overself. And he has a parallel spiritual journey with Ernest Holmes and the New Thought people. He was an Englishman who went to India in the 20s and the 30s and was instrumental in bringing yoga to the West. And this particular reading has proved true in my life. And when I first wrote this down in my notebook, I still had trouble believing it. But I have found that when Spirit is working in your life, God orchestrates so beautifully and so unexpectedly. If you have an issue and you think it should be working out a certain way, God orchestrates much better than you can imagine. So this is the reading from the book, The Quest of the Overself. The secret of all super-personal help is surrender. Not surrender to weakness, lethargy, laziness, hopelessness, or short-sighted fatalism, but surrender of the personal power to the central power within oneself. Then, instead of pitting one's own limited faculties against the gloomier circumstances arrayed against him in the battles of life, he lets the central power get to work on his behalf. Where one fails, it succeeds. Where one perceives only impossible brick walls of difficulty, it passes miraculously through. It will work for him and better than him Yet all that one has to do is open oneself to its expression. And as Ernest Holmes says, there is that within me that knows what to do and how to do it. Pray with me. Take a deep breath. Release. There is one life, and that life is God, and that life is my life. Life of my life, breath of my breath, heart of my heart, the divine intelligence expressing in, through, and for me to create miracles. And the first miracle is that I am here, right now, alive, in this moment. And this moment is the hinge point between yesterday and tomorrow. And it is the only real place. It is the place where heaven and earth meet, where the divine presence lives, moves, and breathes in me. And so I take all my troubles and my joys, my challenges and my gratitudes, and I center in this moment in the presence, in the divine light and love and intelligence. I am not alone. I am here, carried and held in the lap of this immense intelligence. And so, I know that at this moment, my choice of thought and action and being is a choice of wholeness, perfection, that leads into the completion that is already there and comes into my life so that I have a more vital and amazing experience, and challenges disappear, brick walls tumble, and the path is open for a beautiful experience of life and renewal and freshness, joy and power. And I release my word to the law, knowing that this and even more is unfolding in beautiful and divine ways. I am so thankful that this is so, and together let us say, and so it is.
Candy Paul. Thank you, Candy. That was nice. All right. Joining us for this song, he is our speaker today, but he's going to help us out on this one. This is Gregory Fisher coming up. And this is one special song called Make Me an Instrument of Peace. It's by Olivia Newton-John.
And I would like to dedicate this to my mother who recently passed.
Where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is doubt, let me bring faith. Where there is falsehood, let me bring truth. Where there is pain, I'll comfort you. is silence, let me sing praise. Where there's despair, let me bring hope. Where there is blindness, let me bring sight. Where there is darkness, let me bring light. And with these words I speak, grant that I may not seek to be heard, but to hear, to be consoled, but to console, not to be seen, but to see, to be loved, but to love. For when we give love, we will receive. When we forgive love, we'll find reprieve. It is in dying we'll be released. Make me an instrument of peace. Of
Yvonne Smith. Gregory Fisher.
Thank you. Thank you, Gregory.
Okay, you're going to have to follow that.
I know. And try not to cry. You all know me, I'm a big ball baby. Ah. Hi. Good to see you. Oh, now I can't see you. Readers are the worst. Can't live with them, can't live without them. I have a bunch of opinions about other people. I have opinions about a bunch of you. I know. I think I'm right. I think I'm right and that others are wrong. I think some are nice and others are mean. I think some are good and some are bad. I think some are pretty and others aren't as pretty. I didn't say ugly, but I think some are smart and some are dumb. I think a lot of things about other people. My brain just goes and goes and goes, right? I'm looking at you and I'm seeing what I think is true about you. But here's what I've learned. All of my opinions, all of my thoughts, all of my judgments, they're only me. They're just me. They're me reflecting on me. Ooh. In the world of 12-step programs, which it's possible I know a little bit about, programs that deal, of course, with addictions of all kinds, And there are dozens and dozens of slogans. They make it a lot easier for us to remember, like easy does it, keep it simple, one day at a time, et cetera, et cetera. But there's one that I think is particularly pertinent, of course, to today's talk, and it says, you spot it, you got it. You spot it, you got it. See, if I see something about you that's troubling and I kind of want to make an issue about it, I might want to take a closer look at the one thinking the thought. A mentor of mine, a guy named Robert G. Smith, he created a way of working with clients in the psychiatric world or in the mental health world. His name is Robert G. Smith, and he says, to my utter dismay and condemnation, everything inside you is you. Everything inside you is you. When he first said that to me, I was like, oh no, say it ain't so. Everything inside me is me. I repeat that, I'm not kidding now, in my private practice and where I work in the treatment world. I probably recite that 20 times a day. I'll be in front of a client and they're telling me, but she did this and he said that and this is what they're doing and here's what they're thinking. And I go, everything inside you is you, including what you think about them. Everything inside you is you, including what you're thinking of them. It's not like I actually know anything about anyone that isn't simply a reflection, a mirror of what I see in myself or don't see in myself. It's all me. My thoughts and feelings about others are really only my thoughts and feelings about myself. So, when I have a really, really strong negative reaction to someone, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and identify and then heal the one in me who is being reflected back to me when I see and react to them. So do you get it? They're just a mirror. And the image I am seeing is me. It's always me. Now, I forget this, right? Because, again, remember that brain that just keeps thinking. Wouldn't you like sometimes to be able to say to your brain, stop? Could you just stop for a minute? Could I just have a moment of peace here where I'm not thinking all this craziness? Right? One of the things that would be best if we could learn to do is to just let those thoughts go. In one side, out the other. Byron Katie, some of these things I'm going to say today, you've heard me say a lot. Right now, it's the only message I got. Byron Katie tells us in her book, Loving What Is, it's not our thoughts, but our attachment to our thoughts that causes our suffering. Now let that go through your head for a second. It's not our thoughts, but our attachment to our thoughts that cause our suffering. See, I can think something about you, but if I just let it come in and go out, it's just a thought. We think 60,000 thoughts a day, and that's probably actually a conservative number. 60,000. If I become attached to every one of those thoughts, wow. But isn't it interesting, the ones I do become attached to? I might want to become curious about that. Why that thought? Why am I attached to that thought? Why is that thought that I'm attached to causing me suffering? You know, I'm believing it. I'm creating a story because of it. You know, now I have an opinion about something. I'm holding on to it. I can't let it go. Or can I? Yeah, what if I could? Just let it go. Let the story go. Let the thought go. Let the opinion go. Let the judgment go. What if I decided it wasn't the truth? What if I decided, even if it is the truth, what's it to me? So many of you know, I've spoken about it here a couple of times, but I'm going in May to Teotihuacan, Mexico. I went last October. I talked to you all about it. I'm going again in May. Some people here in the audience are going with me. I'm very excited. I see you. And we're going to go have a spiritual journey. But this time I'm participating as one of the leaders a little bit. And the woman, Jenny Gentry, who leads this trip 2 or 3 times a year, called me the other day and she said, listen, between now and when we get there and you're going to be doing some of these things, I need you to consider something and really kind of let it become top of mind. And she said, I want you to think about, now, we've talked here a lot, and I hope all of you have read, and if you haven't, you must, the book, The 4 Agreements. And the first agreement of the 4 agreements is to be impeccable with your word, without error, without sin, when you are speaking. But then Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the book, says, and it's more than just what you're saying, it's actually what you're thinking and what you're saying and how you act it out into your life. So Jenny said to me, I really want you to focus between now and May, and this was a couple of months ago, on impeccability with your word. And I'm thinking to myself, Jenny, got it. You know, I'm already impeccable with my word, right? It's funny how when you decide to start noticing something and being curious about it, how much it shows up, right? So I'm somewhere and I make some flip remark, sarcastic, cynical. Ooh, impeccable? You know, someone annoys me, I come back. Impeccable? I'm in traffic. Traffic is it's the great revealer of all things you. How we act, what we think, what we say. I mean, I'm screaming at someone in another car, and it's not very good, and it's pretty peppered with a lot of sailor talk. Poor sailors, they get a bad rap on that. But, I think I've started going, why do we do that? It's because they're in another car, they're not going to hear us. We think this is not really going to hurt them, except we believe that what I put out into the universe has its end result. Am I sure that what I'm saying about and to this person isn't actually heard in the universe and has its outcome? So just looking at impeccability, and I find that I'm not very impeccable. I thought I was. Thought I'd done a lot of work on this. It's okay. I just want to become curious about it. I want to become creative about it. I want to become courageous about it. What would it look like for me to actually say, I'm going to stop this to the extent that I can today, because Don Miguel Ruiz goes on in the 4th agreement saying, do your best, and every day your best will be different. Because every day you're different. So what would it look like for me to do better with this? To just want to not be reflecting a part of me out into the world on everybody else. Trying to, lay that on top of somebody else. It's not theirs, it's mine. And here's an example of how I know this is true. About, I'm going to say 3 months ago, a dear friend of mine, actually someone that's a member here, fortunately not here today. She might be watching. But she sent me a text message and said, let's go to lunch. And I said, I'm kind of busy right now, but let's do it sometime in the future. She said, let me know when you're going to be available. I said, okay, I will. Well, in the last 3 months, I've not been available. I mean, I honestly haven't. I work a pretty intense job, and now I'm developing a private practice, so I'm really kind of working 2 jobs, and I've just not been available. So 2 weeks ago, I get a text from her saying, well, how did I know that you weren't ever going to respond? Now, you just heard a tone of voice. that interestingly was not a part of the text. I'm making an assumption. Oh, by the way, that's another one of those 4 agreements. Don't make assumptions. And the third one is, and don't take anything personally. So I was making an assumption of a tone of voice, and I was taking it personally, you see. And so I responded back, why is everything always about you? And a few more things that I thought were enlightening. You see, I was being enlightening. So it goes another week, and then I get a response that was clearly angry. I didn't need to hear a tone of voice. And boy, I got that phone, and my fingers started doing this. And all of a sudden, I heard a voice in my heart and head say, she's a mirror. What? And I argued. You know, when you have that voice in your head that you know is you and greater than you, don't argue back. I'm like, she's the angriest person I know. And I've believed that actually about her for a while. And I was going to be enlightening here about that. The voice again, she's a mirror for you. And I'm like, I'm not that angry. But did you hear what I didn't say, I'm not angry. I said, I'm not that angry. Am I sure? See, again, what if I became curious about this voice? What if I became curious about this idea in my head that I think she's the angriest person I know, and look at my response. It's really angry. It's really angry. And the truth is, if I stop wanting to judge her and what's going on, what if all she's saying to me is, I really wanted to have lunch? But see, I've decided now I need to know the motive. I need to know what she's thinking. I need to know what she's feeling. I need to stop all of her anger towards me. This is somehow hurting me. See, that's all this going on up here. But what if instead of responding with the same kind of anger that I think I'm seeing, and I could be wrong? I don't even know. I think, listen, here's one thing about anger, by the way. This isn't part of the talk. But you know, in this culture, we usually default to one of two emotions. I'm either happy or I'm hateful. I'm either happy or I'm mad. You know why? Because mad feels powerful. But am I so sure that sometimes when I'm angry, what I really am is sad or afraid? But I just let it come out as anger because it's easier and it's more powerful and it doesn't make me feel weak and diminished. Right? That was free. Now I'll get back to the talk. But see, I think I know what she's feeling. I think I know. But what if I'm wrong? What if in our grace towards others, we decided every time we can to assume best, highest, gracious intention? Now, you could say to me, Gregory, that's leaving yourself vulnerable. That's leaving yourself open. You know, some people are toxic. Here are some words I'm so sick of hearing I can barely stand it. Toxic, narcissist, gaslighter. See, we've suddenly in our culture, are y'all noticing these words are coming up more and more and more to describe people, and I don't know that it's true. It's me responding to something I think I see in them, and I think it feels familiar. You know why? Because they're a mirror. Now, most people that we have decided to call narcissists aren't really narcissists. They don't meet the clinical definition of a narcissist. They're people that are a little bit selfish, maybe a lot selfish. People that we've decided are toxic, they're toxic to me, but am I sure they're toxic? I mean, everything they do, everything they are is toxic, or it just isn't working out between the two of us. I can make up these ideas about other people, but am I sure it's true, and how is it helping me in my life to have these opinions? And why am I not, instead of looking at them and judging them, why am I not looking and saying, I wonder why I have such a negative response to this person? And how does it serve me? And maybe I do need to withdraw. Not everybody is for you, by the way. We also have this idea in our culture that we should like everyone and everyone should like us. Not everyone's for me. I'm a lot. Not everybody needs me in their life, And what if I just let that go? Right? So here's interesting how that story ends. So instead of writing that, I wrote nothing. I just thought, I'm going to pause. I'm going to put this interaction on pause because, boy, it seems to be going down fast. And here's what I'm remembering most. I love this person. I've loved her for 30 years. Really? I'm going to let this go this way. What if I put it on pause? So, I don't say anything. 24 hours later, I get a text from her saying, I'm so sorry for what I said yesterday. Wow. That was going downhill fast, huh? It's like, I think I misunderstood, and sometimes I'm really angry, and I don't even know why. See, I was going to enlighten her about that, but I didn't need to because she already knew. Right? Here's who needed to know it, me, about me. Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who's the maddest of them all? What if it's me? At least, here's the one thing I know. I'm the only one that can do anything about that. I have no control over her or her response or what she texts, but I do have control over this one. So when I see it in someone else, I spot it, I might got it. I at least need to be curious. If I want a more gracious world, I have to be more gracious. If I want a more peaceful world, I have to be the one at peace. The song you sang and that you allowed me to, I'm so honored to be able to sing with you, Yvonne, always. But what a great song. What if I was everything I want to see in the world? What if I just gave that out? Am I going to do this perfectly? Oh, by the way, no. It won't be perfect. But it will be the best I can bring today if I commit to that. Right? Interestingly, and I'm going to try to hurry here, it's easy for me to see these negative things in other people and attribute it to them and not to me. But here's what's equally interesting. When I see something in you that I admire, I'm really captivated by this. But I don't attribute that to me either. See, in what we teach here, the universal law of attraction, I am attracting to me who I am, what I am, both negative and positive. And by the way, those are just judgments themselves. But if I look at you and I say, I admire how gracious you are, Yvonne, why don't I go, I'm the one noticing. I'm the one noticing. I wonder if I'm gracious too. What if I looked at that? What if I decided that were true? Here's an exercise that I do with people, clients who come to me and they're saying, I really want to be in a relationship, and I'm really bad at it. And I've had 4 bad ones in the last 6 months and blah, blah, blah. And I'm desperate and I'm lonely and blah, blah. I say here, and by the way, Mitch Johnson gave me this probably 30 years ago in a counseling session with him because I was saying all those things. He said, sit down tonight and make a list of all the qualities you're looking for in another person. Be as specific as you can be. And then take a year and become that person. Because if you met that person right now, why would they want to be with you? Now, you know Mitch, he can be a little blunt that way, but he was right. If I met this person who has all these magnificent qualities right now, and they demonstrate them because they know them and believe them, why would they want to be with me? Because I don't believe them about myself, and I certainly don't demonstrate most of them. So again, mirror, mirror. I want to attract to me this person who has these qualities, but first I have to acknowledge and live them myself. That's how this thing works. If I see beauty, sincerity, wisdom, humility, kindness, and generosity in someone else, is that too me seeing me? Those positive ideas and feelings are inside and reflecting as me, or at least are wanting to be seen and expressed by me. Just one more question. What does it say when seeing and relating to the negative reflection is easier than seeing and relating to the positive reflection? More healing to be done, more healing to come. The mirror works both ways. If we can learn to spend our time finding and admiring the good in those around us, it will bring out in us more of that same good. And those things that we see in others that need work are the work we have yet to do in and for ourselves. It's the law of attraction at work. Seeing and releasing those things around us that bother us, putting our focus on what we want is the way to see it and be it. Reflect on that. I am what I see, and it is a good reflection. Can you repeat that with me? I am what I see, and it is a good reflection. Keep looking, don't judge, just heal and move on. Thank you.
Thank you, Gregory Fisher. Mirror, mirror. Wow, that was amazing. Let's give him another hand. Now, it's time to give back to what serves us, and it's something, and if something has touched you today, there are many ways you can share the love with us. And we are grateful for your offering. I would like to ask our ushers to please come forward now. We have a few other ways we can accept your gifts. You can use a credit card in our bookstore or at a terminal we can set up in the back lobby. Or you can find a document with a QR in the book pocket in front of your seat. And now, our online viewers, please make a contribution using the link in the description below, or mail your check to our street address. Now, please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
I want to mention that I wrote this song with Sean Galloway, because he's here in the audience. And Lance Hoppen, who's not, but, but at least 2/3 of us are here.
Sean and Lance, right? All right, give him some credit too.
I did, you missed it.
All right, I did.
Yeah, I literally just said it.
I used to worry future. Trying hard to get there, always out of reach. If only I just hurry, I could do more. Life was just a test, a mystery at best. Now I'm finding answers in all around. It's all happening now. Everything everywhere is working somehow. Step into the river, tap into the flow. Grab the dreams that you're willing to own. What we live is what we allow. 'Cause it's all happening now. I feel the power in my presence. Gift that keeps on giving, living in my heart. Every day, every hour, every moment. Trusting what comes next, being at my best. I realize that there is already here. It's all happening now. Everything everywhere is working somehow. Step into the river, tap into the flow. Grab the dreams that you're willing to own. What we live is what we allow. 'Cause it's all happening now. Here and now and there and then, where I'm going, where I've been. Happy's not a place to go, it's how I choose to be. 'Cause it's all happening now. Everything everywhere is working somehow. Step into the river, tap into the flow. Grab the dreams that you're willing to own. What we live is what we allow. 'Cause it's all happening now. Everything everywhere is working somehow. Step into the river, tap into the flow. Grab the dreams that you're willing to own. What we live is what we allow. 'Cause it's all happening now. It's all happening.
Yvonne Smith.
Thank you.
Let us thank our speaker, Gregory Fisher, and our guest artist, Yvonne Smith, and our wonderful band. Let's also give thanks to our AV team, the ushers, hospitality team, and our board of directors and practitioners. Most importantly, I like to give thanks to you. Community is what makes CSLN so special. I want to now share just a few announcements and before we close our service. Please note, the start date for the Hidden Power of the Scriptures with Dr. Reverend Mitch Johnson, the class has moved to Thursday evening beginning May 11th. This is a new class that explores more of the metaphysical and mystical interpretation of the Bible's greatest gems of wisdom. You do not have to take the first class to take the second. This is a lot of information Dr. Reverend Mitch can work with. More information and sign-up sheets are on our website. There is a very important meeting tomorrow, a neighborhood community meeting with the buyers of our building. They're going to keep this current structure and remodel it, which means they will need to rezone the property. Our councilman asked them to have a community meeting to see if the people of the area would support the rezoning. Thus, they will hold a neighborhood meeting here at the center on Monday, April 24th at 6 p.m. Finally, don't miss our visioning circle here at the center on Sunday, April 30th, as we continue to connect with Spirit and experience the power of visioning. This monthly group will meet upstairs classroom and vision for the highest and best matters affecting our community. Please visit our website at CSLNashville.org for a full list of all the activities here at our center. And before we close our service today, we'd like to recognize our visitors. Please stand if you feel comfortable in doing so. We invite you. Visitors, please stand if you feel comfortable in doing so. If not, that's fine. We know who you are. Anyway, we invite you. Hey! Oh, we love you. We love you. We invite you to a fellowship with us later after service, and you can give us your name and address on our visitors list in the lobby. And if you're watching online, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And if you're here in the center, please join us for the fellowship hall for refreshments. Yum. I would like to ask our practitioners and speaker to come forth. If there's something heavy on your heart, or if there's something your heart desires, please don't leave today without allowing the honor of us assisting you. If you have a health issue or something's troubling you, or if you want to attract a new center, more abundance, harmony with your family, please ask one of these professionals at the front to pray as soon after service. Or fill out our prayer request forms and put it in the secure box on the table in the hallway. And if you're watching online, please go to our website under practitioners and contact them directly. Now, for our closing treatment. If you will sit up straight and breathe, I'm going to say this treatment and you can make it personable to yourself. Let us breathe and let go. Breathe and let it go. Turn your thoughts towards complete and perfect oneness with Spirit. Let yourself be silently drawn inward. God is everywhere present. God is all there is. And I am one with this divine presence. I am open to giving and receiving love freely. And today, I release my life to a greater idea of what else is possible. Divine light is sending a strong signal, an awakening change to new levels of potential possibilities. My heart is activating love and compassion, joy, happiness, gratitude for myself and others. I surrender to a greater mind and allow it to work for healing myself and others, bringing peace to all mankind, freedom from violence and hate. Save our children. Save our children, our future healers for this earth. This sacred energy that moves the stars and opens a flower is the same energy that opens our hearts to forgive. And as we forgive ourselves and any other who has hurt us, let the magic of this whole story change, raising the frequency of light and love, breathing in life to our longing, intense, burning desires to create, to express our dreams, to fulfill our divine passions of life. And I say unto you, with great joy, we anticipate attracting a dynamic, mystical minister, a visionary to lead CSLN into an unstoppable future of infinite possibilities, creating a legacy for CSLN beyond our wildest imagination. As we step into life with renewed enthusiasm, trust, and great expectancy, all the good is unfolding now for selling our church as we in transition move to our new church home with ease, joy, and glory. And today, we are so totally grateful. With deep appreciation and gratitude, I release this word to the law that knows exactly how to make it so. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is. All right, everybody, let's stand and sing our closing song, and we should have our lyrics. There they are. All right. Thank you, Preston. All right, let's do it.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. See, it's getting late. Oh, please don't hesitate. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place.